Hey, it's Matt Pinfield here at Fan Pass, and I'm hanging out with Andy from Manchester Orchestra and Bad Books, another band that I like a real lot. So it's cool. Andy, what's up, man? I've seen you. Last time we hung out, it was New York City.
At, where was that? It was your show.
You came up to my radio show in New York.
And we played that show with, I think, Phoenix was headlining at the Hammerstein, I think,
Yeah,
right?
It was like Christmas extravaganza.
Christmas extravaganza. That is
I had a bunch of those. They were so much fun,
man. Yeah, man, we had a blast. That was a really fun time. Yeah, we've been, obviously, we started this band with Kevin Devine, who's, a Brooklyn native, and kind of as a fun little thing to do on the side, and it ended up picking up steam.
Yeah, two albums now with
Two
Bad
albums
Books.
now, and
people love.
And they dig it, yeah. Kids come out, and fans are really supportive of it. And then Manchester, for the last 2 years, simple math, our last record came out, it'll be like 3 years in May. And so we decided just to take some time, because, we were like road warriors forever, like 5-6 years, like 250 shows a year. And
which is amazing when you think about it.
I was lucky I was 19 when I started, now 27. So at like 25, I was like, all right, I got to take some time off.
Yeah, exactly. The 250 shows a year thing.
Exactly.
Chilled out, but that was cool. It was a good way to go. And
so
then
now,
were you happy to get back to home in Atlanta?
It was wonderful. And we bought a house that we all used to live in, and gutted it, soundproofed it, and started making our next record. And then we finished it up and just finished mastering it last week.
That's very cool. The fact that you gutted the house. So now do you own that house?
Yeah.
So are you guys going to use that? Is it like a band house, or you turned it into a studio?
It's both. So no one lives there, but it's headquarters. We started running our own merch store, so we run our merch store through there. It's where we keep all of our gear. It's where we write and record and do all other sorts of stuff. It's nice because we have it's a mile from my house and 2 miles from the rest of the guys. So if people need some kind of song for something, or we need to go hop in, it's so convenient.
That's very cool.
We made this record for like 1/8 the cost of our last record.
Right, which is great. And you produced it yourself.
We did it ourselves.
And then you went up and mixed it in New York with Johnny Yellow,
Yep,
right?
exactly. The
cool
legend.
Guy.
Yeah.
Good
it was
dude.
wonderful, like working with him. He's a guy that's not afraid to really turn guitars loud, and then you have some people that are a little worried about going. And he loves it. Yeah, he loves creating chaos.
Yeah.
So,
and I love that you and Kevin have made those 2 records together. I'm going to tell you, Kevin and I became friends when a while back, for a short period of time, I was seeing this girl from San Antonio. I met her in Austin, Texas. She drove from San Antonio, and I flew. We had a long weekend in New Orleans, and we tore it up. So anyway, we're out there.
You dog.
Yes. Well, it was single at the time, but we ended up, it wasn't like I was any kind of that kind of thing. But it was I remember we were tearing up the town, and I ran into Kevin. He comes over to me and Mike Dubin. He was there for a wedding. And it was all these dudes from Long Island bands. It was like Dubin's wedding. So it was all the guys from those Long Island bands.
Amazing.
And we ended up just tearing up the town. All I remember was
So was it after the wedding? It was like the after show?
What's that?
It was the after wedding party?
It was the after wedding,
like the wedding
after
had
party
already
where we went out and we
God.
just went from place to place and just played the jukebox, sang at the top of our lungs,
I would have loved
closed
to
it.
have been a fly on the
Yeah,
wall.
I wish you were there for that. It was hilarious. It was a great time.
It's probably 15.
Yeah, so it's a while ago, isn't it?
It's amazing.
It is. It's really incredible. When you
Dubin has a wonderful little 8-year-old daughter that comes out to all the shows now.
See, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So that's a while ago. It's really good, but it's cool.
Yeah, man. Kevin's the best dude, and first record was kind of like a half-baked kind of, let's throw some songs together. There were some really great moments, but the second one we really got to write together. And, we talk all the time. And this tour we're going to go do that Manchester's headlining, we're bringing him out to be.
So he's going to open it, and you're going to get together and do some Bad Books
tracks? Maybe we should.
Maybe you run out on stage and sing a tune with them for the fans. That would be a really cool thing to do.
It's awesome. His band is badass. He just released an incredible 2 records, actually, like a couple months ago, and on the same day. And this record, Bubblegum, is getting great traction on Alt Nation.
Yeah.
It's really great. So
I'm glad it's doing great, because he deserves it.
He does.
He's a good
hard worker,
so
man.
You're a hard worker too. Those 250 shows a year, going out and
forever.
What's the craziest thing about that? Like when you're going out on the road doing 250 shows a year, what's the hardest part? Laundry?
Well, for us, here is my laundry trick. I would buy 50 pairs of underwear from Target and 50 pairs of socks and 50 white T-shirts, and I'd leave and just toss them. So I just never had laundry, just throw them out day of. It cost me $150 and whatever.
Exactly.
There are hotel rooms across the country littered with my one-day-old underwear and socks and shit.
That's great. That's
I think the hardest part for us, for a band like us who we saw, how our career's been. It's been this kind of slow and steady up. There's never been this huge boom.
Yeah.
So I think it was lack of perception or perceptive in perception on where we were. You know, we weren't able to see that we were getting more and more successful because it just felt like one 6-year tour.
Yeah.
And it took us having to like go away and come back and then look at people singing every word and going like, oh, wow. I get it. You know, like they actually like us.
Now.
We have a fan base, and that's what we were doing all that bullshit for.
Yeah, exactly. Which is great, but I love that. Yeah. What are some of the other hardest things about doing that? I mean, like, I know that a lot of people, like I said, the laundry's the one thing, you know, it's waking up in a different place all the time. It's missing the loved
loneliness,
ones.
Sure, yeah. I was lucky, my now wife of 5 years, but we were dating when I first started, and I was lucky she was out of town, so she went to school in like 2.5 hours in Birmingham, Alabama. Yeah. So even when I went home, there was like no one to see, and my only friends were like in the band, so it was kind of cool.
So it worked out. You're still, it's like
and young as shit, you know, being 19, and you know, it's like, but then about 21, and then once labels start, you know, they want things from you, and now you got to go do this, and you know, you never expect the radio thing to be as daunting and grueling as it can be at times. You know, like it's important to go talk to you at 8 a.m. Yeah. But if you finish a show in Boston, you know, the night before at 3 a.m.
And you did show up at my show at 8 a.m.
I have, yes.
And you played on the air there many a time.
Yes, as I
did you come on my birthday one year too?
I did.
Yeah.
I did.
Was that the year like Vincent D'Onofrio from Law and Order Criminal Intent came up and sang Happy Birthday on the air with me? It was like, I
wasn't in studio.
It was like crazy, man. It was just some fun.
That was when you were doing it with Leslie, right?
Yeah, with Leslie Fram.
Awesome.
She's fantastic.
She's awesome. One of the biggest first supporters of our band.
Oh,
she's at 99X.
Yeah, which is great. She's doing amazing. She's at CMT, you know, she's doing her thing, you know.
Good.
You know, so that's it. So, and we talk pretty regularly about Sons of Anarchy.
I love it.
You know what I mean? Or Dexter, or Homeland, or whatever. Breaking Bad.
I loved y'all's show, man. That was a great time for New York and rock radio at that moment.
It was.
There was a lot of cool stuff being played, you know.
Yeah, it really was. Yeah. We were playing a lot of really good stuff.
Yeah, and there was still guitar. You know, I feel like there's just I don't know where all the guitar went. From music right now.
Yeah.
So.
We need some back.
I'm bringing it.
You bring some. You know, you said this is a loud record, this next one.
Yeah, it's super aggressive, and it's a guitar rock record. You know, I believe in that.
Do you have a title for it yet?
It's called Cope.
Cope.
You're the first one we've told. So
that's great. So people know for the first time right now, and your fans that are watching that Cope is the name of the record.
Yeah. April 1st, I think is going to come.
That's cool, man. That's fantastic.
I'm stoked.
I would love it. Well, I'm looking forward to hearing it.
Thank you.
So I'm going to have you send it to me.
Thank you. I will. No, I already sent the manager a text. I'm like, Pinfield's here. He needs the record.
Yeah, that's good. Thanks for doing that. I appreciate it, Andy. Thanks for doing it today, man.
Love you.
So great seeing you, man.
Thank you.
And thanks for not throwing me into the river here.
Yeah.
St. John's River. You know, dude, I felt like I was gonna go. You know, I sit there and go.
You just back me up.
At least this water's not as dirty as the water in like the Hudson or the East River in New York City. You know what? Because at least you come out of here, you don't have radioactive, you know, things going on to your private parts.
Our manager's dog was messing around on the beach on the Hudson.
Yeah.
We were like, where is it? And we went around, and it was like just in like a dead cat carcass just rolling around. Just disgusting.
That's not fun. Not wanting to clean that dog after that, not in any way.
Not get in the car. That's
or don't let it in the car. Fan pass, hanging out. Manchester Orchestra and Andy.
This is all great stuff.
It is. It's real stuff.